Hello.
Hi.
How's everybody?
Hello.
We're good?
Good. Good.
All right. Sorry I'm a little late. I had a little incident in the kitchen I had to take care of. It's all taken care of now. Welcome to your first Q&A. This is a session that's going to be run by you, and I'm glad to see some names I recognize here. And how do you want to start? Um, I'm not supposed to say your names unless I have your permission, and I will only use your first names. So is there anybody here that doesn't want me to use their names? You can either tell me in a chat here or just unmute yourself and say, please don't use my name. But then I would have to hear your name, and oh, that's awkward. How could we do that? I don't know. In the chat, you would say, please don't use my name. It would be the best way to go. If you want to start a chat, it's at the bottom of the screen. Um, do you want to get started with the assignment that I posted on our summary of week 1 and week 2? I don't have that open right now, but I will have it open very
I
soon.
have a
Mm-hmm.
hello, Dr. Whitaker.
Yes.
So I have a question about the syllabus. There was, I think you made a small mistake on
Oh,
the
that's
test
most
date.
likely true. Yes. On the test dates.
Uh,
Yeah.
yes, one of them says Wednesday, February 8th, and
And Wednesday's not the 8th.
yeah, Wednesday is the 10th. The 8th is
uh,
Monday.
I believe that same mistake is for every test date. It's off by 2 days.
So
I'm trying to zip over to those dates right now.
the rest of
And
the dates are right.
oh, they are right.
They're on.
So the
Yeah,
only
just
bad one is the first one.
yes. It's
And
the 8th is the Monday. So is it supposed to be the 10th, which is a
yes,
Wednesday?
we want to stick with Wednesdays. So we're gonna change that to Wednesday, February 10, and I'm gonna make a note to myself to fix that. So next time you look at the syllabus, it should say V2, because that's where the versions change when we find mistakes. So February 8 becomes February 10. All right. So far, so good. And are you still looking at my face? I don't know. I've got other things going on here, so I think you are. Yeah. All right. Anything else before we get any review started? Anything? Any other?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
One more.
Yeah.
One more comment.
Mm-hmm.
So on the one of the questions says, "What is a presentation?" And then, are we supposed?
Yes. I did. I thought I sent an email about that earlier today. Did I not? I'm.
I don't believe I received anything.
Yes, you did.
You might not have seen it because it was later in the day. Yeah, students sent the very same question, and my email basically said, "This is one of the things we gave up for COVID." So any little positive we can take from COVID, let's try to take it. Yeah, it used to be a 10-minute presentation mandatory for every student on an organic chemistry subject of your interest, but we're not doing that at all. So on that question, and just read that email regardless, because it says if other things don't seem to be clear, just exercise your common sense that you've exercised to get to this point in your life and give your best answer. Yeah, there is no presentation. All right. I'm still trying to open some things up here. And let's see what we have is 242. Any other general questions before we try to do some coursework? Weekly schedules. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. Nice. And you're not seeing this. So do you want to get started with that assignment? I'll show you how to get going on it. And I just got to share screens here. Here we go. So I'm over here looking at the weekly schedule. I stole this one from right off of the Moodle. And I hope we've been reading our review videos here. And some of you are saying, that's not review. That's the part of the end of the course where we didn't have a test on it, so we didn't study that. So not review. It's sure it's new stuff, but it's stuff you're responsible for. And this is a guided review problem set that will help you understand what was on that segment of the course where you really never got tested. So I'm just going to copy question I here and give you a heads up on some organization on how you can get answers to those quickly. All right, so just grab that.
Doctor, quick question.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be actually something that we have to submit, or is it just for reviewing?
This is for reviewing only, but it gives you an idea about the problem sets. You'll notice it's very similar to problem sets you guys did for the other course.
Okay.
And in each of these starting ones later in the assignment, which is typical for this course, you have to do a mechanism for the reactions too. So we're going to just do it that way. And you're saying, how do I even get started on this? Well, we got to find section 10.4C in the textbook, look at the mechanism there and try to generalize it for R2 hexanol. And I don't even have my pen handy here. All right, the old pen. No seating here. Okay, so R2 hexanol. 2, 4, 6, and R would be like this. I don't know if we lost anybody there. Part A. But let's find that mechanism in 10.4C. So I'm going to jump back on over to the syllabus. And on the syllabus, it says how we can get the textbook. I'm going to, let's see, that's for organic chemistry 2 here, and this one down here. Organic chemistry 1 is somewhere else. Do I have the right syllabus open? Yeah, I do. Work in progress, and we constantly review. Yeah, it's got a slightly different code, and I should be able to copy that. And what we're going to do is go to our OWL, which you don't see yet. Oh, now you do. LV2. And logging in. Sure hope it doesn't show my password. I don't believe it does. And student view. OWL first week. They're probably overloaded right now. See it like a student. You don't have to do that. You are a student. And then we need to put that code in. And some of you probably have this automatically set up on your computer. Search the catalog for that code. I saw it there, but I'm pasting what I did earlier. And there's our custom ebook for Understanding Organic Chemistry 2. And I believe we were looking for section 10.4C and call the product
Dr. Whitaker?
molecule A. Yes.
You see the process you just did right now? That did
Yeah.
not work with me. I couldn't find the book.
You couldn't get the book?
No.
Are you already registered for Cengage Unlimited?
Yes, I got the OWL with the assignments and all that, but it just won't give me the book.
So did you have trouble getting to that home page where you can do the search?
No, I got the home page. I got the search. I got the OWL. I got the assignments with the due dates.
But you never
It's just
saw
that
the
book.
picture of that textbook after you did the search?
No,
You never got this?
no. So I put enter access key.
Yeah, and you entered that exact code right there, straight off the syllabus.
Yes, it did not work.
It didn't work.
I don't know if it's just.
Has anybody else had that problem?
There are other search boxes that I would try and it wouldn't work, but the one that you're specifically doing does take you to that page. Problem with me was that it wouldn't show the open button, it would show upgrade, and so I ended up having to repurchase Cengage Unlimited.
What?
And apparently it's not on 24 months anymore, it's on 4 months.
What?
So yeah, and that way I ended up getting it and I ended up seeing that open page, but
But you had
it
to
was a
spend
little
like
bit-
more than $100 to do that. That hurts.
yeah.
That hurts to hear. It shouldn't have happened. Email me. The student that was just talking to me earlier, email me, and I'm gonna send an email to the representative from Cengage and say exactly what happened to you, and tell them that you got into Cengage and you entered that code, and what did it do for you? It said there's no results.
Yes.
It said no results for that number 978 blah blah blah.
8035.
Yeah, you copy pasted it, so you didn't have it wrong. And my other student who just spoke recently, she tried the same thing and had the same problem, right?
All right, now I see it, but it's telling me the same thing. Upgrade, just like what happened with her.
If you go to the bookstore and you talk to them about it, they should be able to cover it. It ended up resolving for me, but yeah, now it's on a 4-month term for some reason. That probably should be.
But they resolved it and you didn't actually spend extra money, I
No.
hope?
Now
Okay.
I'm fine. Yeah,
But you had to go to the bookstore. That's
it was an extra process, but it's okay. Everything
Okay.
worked out.
So my suggestion for the gentleman that was just talking is contact the bookstore and tell them your situation, and also email me so I can talk to our book rep, because this shouldn't be a situation. Yeah, we need access to that book now. And yeah, I'm not happy about that. Although, this isn't even the right book, because chapter 10 was the other book, right? I just realized that now. The lady that was just talking, I know who you are. Did you also have the same trouble for the first book?
The first book,
Like
as in what
Orgo
we did
1?
from the-
Because yeah,
No, I
because that,
didn't.
oh, you didn't have the problem or didn't try?
I didn't have the problem with it. It was fine.
So that was fine. Okay, so yeah, so I'm back here and I realized that the chapter 10 was the first book, and we need to go from the syllabus, which was where are you, syllabus? Why am I syllabus? Oh, I had it on PDF, that's why. And the first book is this one. Apparently, because that one's been going longer, so everybody probably has access to that. The other one's a new development. And we're going
I have
back.
a question.
Yeah.
The student who just spoke, so the code that came with if you bought the textbook for last semester, like it should work for the semester 2 textbook, but it didn't. But I should talk to the bookstore to get that resolved.
Right.
Because I was waiting on that to
Yeah, what I heard from the bookstore was it was supposed to be a 24-month access, and so they
Right.
were confused when I said it was 4 months. So that was the kind of the process that I went through.
That is
okay,
confusing.
thank you. Yeah, I'll send them an email.
Yeah, please. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll send an email from my end too. So.
And I need to get to chapter 10. See, I'm not familiar with my own book yet. So
Yeah, that was the process that I was a little bit worried about, because on OWL, I believe that I think it was the next upcoming 2 chapters are due within this next week. It was the 17th.
yeah, and you
Was
don't
the
have
first
access
due
to the book yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not good. Yeah, and I'm going to work with you on due dates for OWL. We can always get around that. So I'm just looking for 10.4C. Oh, here we go. 10.4. And BD is here. And I'm just going to steal 10.4C. And, oh, things got big. Need smaller. Need bigger. All right, I'm getting used to this the same time you are, and I got rid of it. Nice. And I need my snip. And I'm just going to try to show you how you can use textbook mechanism and generalize it to your mechanism. That's how we learn mechanisms. Oh, I like what it did. Formal charges. Get highlighted there with purple. Interesting. Okay, so here is the reaction we're supposed to use. So if this alcohol becomes, let's see, where's the end of this thing? We're down to here. There's the end. Chlorine ends up on the end carbon of a 3-carbon chain. End carbon used to be an alcohol. So predicting products here. We got SOCl2, which we're going to need the structure of. Just copying this from the box below. And pyridine we need. And it looks like our alcohol is going to become this. And where the OH was is where a Cl is going to be, except one more thing that's important here. We have to remember our old, this is, what do you call this? When you hit a carbon and something leaves? We had a name for that, didn't we? Anybody? Hit a carbon and
Leaving
something
group?
leaves? Yeah. What happens? What do we call that general process? Hit a carbon from 180 degrees from the thing that's leaving and the thing
Backside
leaves.
attack?
Ah, that's what I wanted to hear. Backside attack. Now, if you do backside attack on a carbon here that has a stereo center, what's going to happen to the stereo center? And if you're not sure, read 10.4c because it talks
Flip.
about it there. It flips, exactly. So the H is going to end up here and the Cl is going to end up here. So the answer to part A is right here. A. And the mechanism is, I don't even know what question number. I believe it's question 11. Roman numeral XI says, do the mechanism for all questions except for one of them. And this is not one of them. So we got to do the mechanism and let's start. Let's see, how did this mechanism down here start? It says a lone pair on an alcohol attacks the sulfur and the pi bond breaks and becomes a lone pair. So let's do that. Lone pair on the alcohol, we got to put one. You don't need both. Just the one you're using in the mechanism. Attacks the sulfur and a pi bond breaks. Right there. And you're going to get this intermediate right here where you still have the O bonded to the H. There it is, O bonded to the H. On tests, we're allowed to do this. Everything up to the O, and even with the H there, we'll call R. So we don't have to keep redrawing that. And let's draw it down here where we have R bonded to O, bonded to H with a plus charge, and the sulfur with an O minus on top, and 2 Cls. And we have to do here what we did here. And that is resonate back down. That's going to regenerate a pi. And one of the Cls leaves. And you're going to generate an intermediate that looks a lot like this one. Except all this carbon group here is R. And that's bonded to O. Bonded to sulfur with a lone pair. I changed its color. It was black, and now it's blue. Oh, well. And we have an H plus an oxonium here. And right here. If you look at the video for this, it even gives you permission in the video to reverse these two steps and do the pyridine grabbing the H first and then the elimination. That's an elimination when you make a pi and something leaves. There's the pi. Chloride left. You can reverse those two. I have no objections. I'm just trying to make it match the one that's in the box. And after this step where you take the H with pyridine, you've got this where R is attached to O, S-O-O-Cl. And we have R bonded to O, bonded to S, double O, Cl. And that is the equivalent of this species here. And what happens is your backside attack using the chloride from the previous step. Oops, doesn't attack sulfur. Look carefully, Dr. Whitaker. What's the Cl minus attack? The carbon with the O. So, I don't have the carbon drawn with the O. So sometimes our short forms are great until we get to a point where something in the short form is going to change. And with regards to the stereochemistry, you don't have to show me wedges and dashes during a mechanism. That's not officially written anywhere, but you showed me you understood the stereochemistry when you drew the product, didn't you? You understood everything that happened here by flipping the stereocenter from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Need one more. Cl minus attacks the carbon. Backside attack. Sigma becomes pi. I'm imitating these two arrows here. Attack the carbon. Sigma becomes pi. Cl minus leaves. And you have finished the mechanism. So I think I got you a good head start. And I'm just saving our stuff so I can post it later. Don't need to know where all my files are kept. 242. Winter 21. There we go. Okay. So then you would move on to the next one, 10.4b. You don't have to copy the box in your assignment. That's just me doing that for you. Have it right beside you or on another screen looking at it to do the mechanism of interest, and just plug along until you get them all done. Somewhere in this assignment, it says everything that I put here is for a reason, because even though they're review reactions, these are review reactions we use all the time. That's why they ended up here. So I want you to get familiar with them and be ready to do their mechanisms on future exams, including test 1. Okay, so what I want you to do, if you can tonight, I understand if you can't tonight, you know, you've got other things going on, but try to get it done tonight. And tomorrow we've got another Q&A coming up in the morning. And if there's any issues, I want to talk about them then, because we got to get on to the new stuff too, right?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a question.
No, go ahead.
Very last one for ID.
Let me see if I can remember where I have that.
It's on the page.
It was on which page? Oh, the one.
No, for the review problems. It was a review question. Yeah.
It was on. Where am I? I got too many things open. Is it here? Here? Which one of these, right?
Yep. The D chromium 6
Oh,
oxide.
so I did have it on the page, is what you were trying to say. Now I
sorry.
finally understand what you were trying to say. Yes, it was here. Yes. Yeah.
So I was just trying to figure out the chromium 6 oxide to chromic acid. I couldn't really figure out the mechanism for that.
Thank you for pointing that out. That's something I didn't even want you to be able to do. When you see either that one or there's another one on the same problem set.
The dichromate one.
Yeah. So when you see that or this, here's what you're going to start with in the mechanism. These always give equivalent results, whether you have that version of chromium or this version of chromium with sulfuric acid and water. Here's where you start. You don't have to give me a mechanism for making chromic acid, just start with chromic acid. By the end of this course, you'll probably be able to figure out a mechanism for that. So you're going to have that, and you're going to be able to use your catalyst here, sulfuric acid for future steps. Oh boy. And you're going to have water. There's your three things. So the combination of that version of chromium, which looks like this, or this version of chromium, potassium dichromate, when you mix them with water and sulfuric acid, you get chromic acid, sulfuric acid, and water. So that helps, I hope. And anything else for the good of the order? Trying to find that assignment again. There we go. Got some SN1, SN2 stuff. E2 products. Yeah, I tried to give section numbers for each part of the review so you can use the book to get there. And chapter 11, it's an important chapter, but really the most important part is the epoxides right at the end. You'll notice the only review here is to make an epoxide. Molecule F, I'm telling you right now, is an epoxide. It doesn't say that here, but once you get to, it doesn't have the section number here, but it's 11.4 as well. Make a comment to yourself, add the combination here is what's discussed in section 11.4 and how it makes an epoxide. And molecule F is an epoxide, and then later you're going to open epoxides here and make this molecule G, and here you're going to make a different molecule. You don't have to name it because you don't use it again. All right, and tomorrow we can talk about any issues on this review assignment, or if you want to start reading ahead and talk about any questions you have about new material. Tomorrow morning, Q&A. I can go the whole 2 hours. I'll go the whole 2 hours today if you got some more questions. So that brings me to this point. Do you have any more questions? Or are we just stunned by the beginning of the semester? Not to worry, I've been stunned for 2 semesters straight. But
So this is not a question. It's just it's an idea. So, well, when I start doing owls and I have a question, can I just use the snipping tool, email it to you, and then we do it on the next discussion? Is that an option too?
This is a perfect way to do Q&A. Yeah.
So just like the reviews before tests, right? Where you send you the question, and then we can just
if you send me a snip, I can
Q&A.
I can copy your snip over to here, and we can work on it together. That's a great way to go. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And even people, do not hesitate to ask me email questions anytime. If I see that's a good email question for review, it doesn't matter if you do it during office hours or whenever this question gets sent to me. It'll end up as part of Q&A if you want it to be. And if I see that it's good, I'm just going to make it part of Q&A. Leave it anonymous if you don't want to be given credit for it. But yeah, any question at all. There's no stupid questions in this class. Trust me. All right. So, hi everybody. Good to be back. I'm actually not dreading this semester as much as the last ones. I know it's a terrible thing to say, but it's been awful. But I think we finally have a foundation to build on where it's going to be a little easier for you guys to succeed. It's work. That doesn't go away. It's organic chemistry. So I'll be posting this online. There'll be a new area at the bottom of Moodle within the hour after I part you people, or say goodbye. And it'll be a section that says Chem 242 student guided Q&A, and it'll be like the previous section. There'll be a growing video list for just Q&A questions, and there'll be the starboard document that we worked on here, and students have said they like having that starboard document, open that up before they watch the video. It's like a little notes page, and you'll see the video creates that document. it is a pretty good way to study for a lot of students. All right.
One quick question.
Uh-huh.
So for the weekly schedule, is it going to be the same format where we have the videos and then review problems, or is it just going to be review problems each week?
It'll be the review problems are going to disappear. They're going to be replaced by the problem sets that are the ones that you'll be doing, right? So it's basically going to be a list of old videos, old supplemental videos, and of course read the chapter from the book that corresponds to those first, then look at the videos, and then do the owls and the homework from the book, and then the order is never going to change. In fact, do we have the review guide here? It's open there.
So I know you have this old video list that that you referred us to, at least in the first semester. So would the videos be more of like what you recorded over Zoom from the past Chem 242, or would it be from that video list that we saw in the first semester?
All right. They're going to be the 242 videos from last semester, because those were really the first lecture videos we ever did. So that list I'm just going to organize a little better for you to do in order that follows the course. And there's been the supplementary videos underneath those, but you were never told to go watch those. You had to kind of find them on your own. I'm going to try to organize that for you. And that's just all supplemental information that goes with the textbook. And
So yeah, the reason why I was asking was usually when I would watch your lecture videos, so I usually do that first, and then right before the test, if I had like a specific section that I just wasn't clicking, I'd go and watch. And you know that page you had at the very bottom of Moodle, you'd have the chapter it was, and then it would be a specific video on that. I'm just trying to figure out if you were attaching those or you were attaching the lecture. So you answered my question.
Yeah. I'm just finally putting them together. It was all random before, and now I finally have a little time to organize, because there's 8 hours of my 2 days of the week that I'm not making lectures and posting them on YouTube. I'm going to be using to organize stuff. And and I answered your question. So we're just going to follow that list. Try to do it in order, because it takes you from the fundamentals of reading. That's just looking at what's there, videos, processing that information a little more, and then getting to do problems. And then at the end, I don't have it open anymore. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's open here. Hey, this is it. Yeah, more videos. Week 2. Oh, there's going to be a new section here, and I didn't get to it yet, but it's going to be before I leave tomorrow. There's going to be a section at the bottom of our guides that direct you to 4 previous exams and what questions you should be able to answer now. You know how the exams are based on part 1, multiple choice, part 2, reactions, part 3, nomenclature, part 4, short answer, right? That doesn't change. But down here in this area below videos, there's going to be, go to this practice test. Now, based on this whole week 1, week 2 review, you should be able to answer these particular questions from each section of the test. And when we get close to test day, you should be able to do the whole test, right? But before, you had to try to figure out what questions has he covered that we're supposed to be able to do, and then do them as they go. But I'm going to try to guide you a little better, and I'm going to try to have that done tomorrow. There'll be a week 2 preview. We'll be ready tomorrow, and we're going to get into chapter 13. And then after that, I will outline on the 4 exams of interest, which ones you should be able to do by that time. I don't know if that was clear. After you see it happen on this review that will grow, then you'll know what I was talking about. I hope that was okay. Crickets. Wasn't okay.
I think it will make more sense as we go through the semester.
Yeah, I think you need to see it before it makes more sense. And guys, constructive criticism. Like if you have a suggestion that you'd like to see something on these weekly reviews, please just suggest it and we'll try to make it happen. Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay. I will post this segment in the new section at Moodle. Go right to the bottom. It'll be a Q&A section with this semester in the title. And you can look at that at your own leisure later today. Probably have that done within the hour, okay? And once again, welcome back, everybody. Looking forward to a good, productive semester. And goodbye.